What's going on, guys? I'm here with the Marvel's Avengers video, and today we finally had some good news that has been released from the devs, and this is about upcoming content that is coming to the game, which features a new villain sector, traversal and combat updates, a new OOT, which is the cloning labs, and Winter Soldier finally being confirmed. So let's go ahead and check this out. Over here on screen, we have the August development update, and at the top, as you see, that is our first official look at Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, who is confirmed to be the next playable hero in the game. So here's a full screen look at it. It looks very nice. Can't wait for him to come out. And let's continue on. It says, "Hi, Marvel's Avengers faithful. Now that Jane Foster's the Mighty Thor has joined our timeline and is rampaging through AIM's forces, we wanted to provide some further details of our and AIM's future plans and an initial glimpse of our next playable hero, the Winter Soldier." Here we have some information on update 2.6. So our next update will be 2.6 and is currently expected to release in September. It will introduce the No Rest for the Wicked Warzone, a new villain-focused adventure for all players. The Scientist Supreme is running out of resources and clones and takes further risks to secure AIM's power. Monica has recovered MODOK from the San Francisco Bay with plans to revive him for use as a weapon against the Avengers. Our hero must put an end to her plans before the mutation Mad and Genius returns. Alongside the Warzone starting in 2.6 and continuing in future updates, we'll be rolling out updates for a full roster of heroes. One of the most important elements of Marvel's Avengers is that everyone on our roster feels heroic to play. This will be an ongoing process over several updates as we look at combat, balance, and traversal and make tweaks and changes to make sure every hero continues to feel like they've leaped from the pages of the comics. Beyond 2.6, following update 2.6, our next playable content will be AIM's Cloning Lab. As an Omega level threat, it features endgame content that will arrive with new gear and an increased power level cap, as well as the next step in the conflict between AIM and the Avengers. In addition to the new OOT, we're excited to announce a new hero will be joining our roster. As a result of the events of the No Rest for the Wicked and Cloning Lab, James Buchanan, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier will rejoin his former allies and his mentor Steve Rogers. A hybrid brawler and marksman hero, the Winter Soldier will add yet another way to be heroic in Marvel's Avengers. We'll have many more details about Cloning Lab and the Winter Soldier after the release of Update 2.6. We know we're excited about the plans we have for 2.6 and beyond, and I hope this glimpse excites you as well. Beginning in Update 2.6 and continuing beyond, we'll be taking our heroes on new and different adventures to encounter fresh threats, reunite with friends, and find new allies. With Marvel's Avengers now available on both Xbox Game Pass and PS Plus Extra, there's no better time to grab your friends and build your own superhero squad. Thanks again for adventuring with us and Earth's Mightiest Heroes. We do have a little bit more in-depth view about the update coming by, with the upcoming content. It's written by Paul Tassi over on Forbes. He is a senior contributor. He talks about video games, television, and movies over on the internet. So in the beginning, he just starts off by talking with the lead designer, Brian Wagner, and they go ahead and talk about the subscription services that has really helped out the game. So just like the Xbox Game Pass and the PS Plus Extra, saying that since, it's been quote unquote free, not really free, but it's just available to play if you're subscribed to that thing. It's really just been an incredibly significant growth. Wagner said the subscriptions plan have been huge for us, getting the game out in front of players. It's low risk for them to try a new game. It's almost like going to free to play, but not really. And just like we talked about before earlier with the heroic ability that's going to be improved on, this is going to be overall full heroic ability, the support, assault, and ultimate. It's all going to be worked on. It's going to be a massive buff. There's no nerfs. They did come out and say it is no nerfs, just buffs, and having us players getting staggered less, so that's good to hear. A little bit more about the thing that they have mentioned, of course, is She-Hulk. Pretty sure we assumed that She-Hulk was going to be the next hero released after the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster, but it turned out to be Winter Soldier. So there is that. So we have some details on Bucky Barnes. Are a little scarce right now, but I confirmed that he is not what you would call a mirror or echo character like Jane Foster was to Thor, and has his own set of moves and abilities, including use of that assault rifle seen in the photo, but he's still in testing, so they didn't want to confirm specific heroics or anything yet. So yes, it is confirmed that Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, is not an echo character. He is a completely brand new character on its own. Wagner did say there will be influences from characters like Captain America and Black Widow. However, quote unquote, he trained with Cap, right? So he may share a similar feel, I guess. I don't want to say he has a shield or anything because he doesn't, but his fighting style will feel like they had trained in the same place. And on Winter Soldier also trained in the Red Room, so you may see some things that we took inspiration from Black Widow's kit, but no, not sharing any abilities or anything like that. Over here, he talks about the release timing for patch 2.7, and it's a little bit more nebulous. It's coming before the end of this year, but that's as specific as they could get. If 2.6 is September, late November, early December might be a good guess, and which is around Spider-Man and the Wakandan raid arrived a year ago. So as for longer term, with Avengers doing well on PS Plus and Game Pass boost, I was able to confirm there are plans for 2023 content and beyond, and Wagner said outright that the Kree would factor into future storylines. He did say, however, that Avengers may not get anything as big as last year's War for Wakanda expansion, which added both Black Panther and a sprawling new zone and a bunch of new story quests, and instead he's focused on stuff that can be replayable rather than one-off campaigns. So Avengers lives on, and it will continue to produce more content for the indefinite future, with Wagner saying he's even staffing up and building out the team, while the rest of CD works on projects like Perfect Dark for Xbox or Unreal Engine 5 Tomb Raider. Yes, you heard that right, the Avengers game is not dead yet. They still plan to add future content, so that's really good to hear. I'd like to see this game go further beyond, because we know the potential this game has, and of course we still want to see really well-known characters like Doctor Strange or the Scarlet Witch, and I'm sure we'll get them by next year at least. Hopefully, that'd be good to see, because, you know, these characters are alright, but I think it's time to start bumping up the characters level and start getting some S-tier characters. So yeah, that pretty much covers it for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, as always, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.